When Saucy Santana brings up media, he's effectively talking about the media literacy crisis on the internet. I uploaded an explanation behind Quiet on the Creek the other day, and I was met with an amount of hate that was unwarranted, and I deserve an apology. You see, I've been playing a game of 2D chess with this video, and many of you caught on that I didn't bring up Metia in my last explanation. That was intentional. People are telling me that Metia is coming for me, and by that they meant that the media illiterate or people that don't critically engage with what they're consuming are going to come for me, which is what they did. Throughout my comment section, you see people telling me to stop, that we're supposed to be gatekeeping this stuff, and that I'm somehow selling out by explaining a hidden meaning. Nowadays, when Saucy Santana brings up Metia in reference to Quiet on the Creek, he says it as a threat. Media literacy is probably the biggest threat that we face on the internet, and if we don't have people actively fighting against that, we face being uninformed about what's truly going on in the world. Nobody checks sources online nowadays, and they take things at face value. That's the reason why so many politicians and podcast bros are able to build followings of people that are severely miseducated on important matters. Not only do I tag all of my videos with satire, I also literally brought up Harriet Tubman, Young Miami, her new song Spin That, and how it relates to Ronald Reagan's anti-black policies, and I also photoshopped her face onto Malcolm X. At no point was my video supposed to be taken at face value, and by not engaging with it critically, you effectively did yourself a disservice. Similarly to how Metia is a threat that rises, so is the media illiteracy crisis. I think this relates to how people feel the need to be included, and so by me explaining this faux explanation behind Quiet on the Creek, many people went along with it and got mad at me for not gatekeeping what I personally derived from that saying. People are so black and white with either you being quiet on the creek or loud on the creek, but I actually believe that it ties into the horseshoe theory. In politics, people believe that the far left and the far right are on opposite sides of the political spectrum, but the horseshoe theory states that perhaps the far left and the far right actually share a lot more in common. While I'm not sure I necessarily agree with that theory, I think it does relate to being quiet versus loud on the creek. My video blowing up by people that didn't really understand the humor behind it calls for it to effectively hide Santana's real meaning behind Quiet on the Creek. If we were to relate my work in terms of being quiet or loud on the creek, I'm effectively being the quietest on the creek because my voice was so loud that it silenced Santana's true meaning. The truth of the matter is that I make videos because I have fun, but I also enjoy critically engaging with the media that I consume and coming up with my own theories that you may or may not have heard of. By doing this, not only am I spreading awareness to important theories, topics, or events, by making up that meaning and having people without media literacy spread it, I'm effectively following Santana's rule of being quiet on the creek, and that makes me the quietest on the creek in fact. Not only do you owe me an apology for the hate you sent me online, I think we should really use this as a lesson to actively think about what the possible meanings behind everything in our real life could possibly be.